If you guys could turn with me in Bibles to James. I'm going to be speaking from James right now. James 4:8. It says, draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. So many times we get in this place where we feel distant from God, and it could be so many different reasons why you have felt or are feeling distant from God. It could be like, the big thing now is I'm putting quotes around this, busy. Because if every single person in the world is busy, it's not busy, it's just life. But we put that on ourselves. We make ourselves so busy that a lot of times we get busy, whether it's homework from school or whether it's a job or just longboarding or whatever it is that you like to do, or the relationships that you have. All these different things can kind of fill our mind and fill our heart and fill the space inside of us that originally was intended for us to spend that time with God. So a lot of times we get far away from God, even though we still are regularly attending church, or we're regularly, reading our Bible one verse a day or something like that, whatever it may be. There's a point in our life where we can kind of distance ourselves from him. And maybe you're here tonight and you're thinking, I don't really even know who he is, so I'm not really distancing myself from him. I've just never experienced him. But I love this verse because it says, draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. Have any of you ever experienced this? I don't want you to admit if you were the person, but has anyone ever went through a situation where you had someone pursuing you and you were not interested? Has anyone ever? I'm surprised. Everyone else is well, I'm just the person who pursued the. No, I'm just kidding. But you go through the situation where you're you kind of feel like someone likes you. And I'm talking to a lot of single people, so come on. I know that you guys have been through this. You go through, you're still single. No swooping up. They would be swooping up Maddie, not you, Jake. Okay. So anyway, she's just such a good catch. I don't know what to tell you. So anyway, you have someone who's pursuing you, or one of your friends is hey, do you know that Eddie likes you? Did you know that? Or whatever the name is, fill in the blank, and you're just oh no. I do not like him at all. And then they're just but I can win her over. So then maybe they maybe you're in 5th grade and they, write you a love note and seal it with a kiss and leave it on your front door with a $5 bill. And you're oh my gosh, this happened to me. I really don't like them. You want to know what my friend and I did? We literally, I was just I don't even want to touch this money. I feel so, I was in 5th grade, if that. We flushed the money down the toilet. Okay, I know, right? It was, when you're in 5th grade and it's cooties, but legit, okay. You're young adults, and you don't really like that person, and they pursue you. And when they do something like that, maybe you're man, I really don't like you. And then they pursue you more, and it's okay, and they keep pursuing you, and finally you're just I seriously like you less now than I liked you when you started pursuing me, because I told you from the beginning that I didn't like you, and no matter what the flower you give me, or no matter what it's gonna be, I just don't like you, right? Has anyone ever experienced that? Okay, God's not like that. So we keep pursuing him, and he's not Ashley, man, you are bothering me, you keep trying to talk to me, and I have all these people in the world trying to talk to me. And sometimes we feel like that. We feel man, I'm always coming to God with this, and I'm always coming to God with that. He does not get sick of us pursuing him. If anything, it says, pursue me, and I'm going to draw near to you. So we can't have this I was busy, and maybe God just, realizes that I stayed far away from him for so long that now I feel like I can't talk to him. Or my relationship with him is so on the rocks that I don't want to pursue him now that I'm in a time of need, because now he's just going to know I only go to him when I need him. That's not the kind of God we serve, and we have to know that we serve a God that if we draw near to him, he is going to draw near to us. No matter what you do, you're not going to push him away. And we have to realize that he's waiting for us. He loves us. He wants to have that relationship with us. So he's waiting for us with open arms, and he's like, come to me. Here I am. I want to give you rest. I want to give you peace. I want to comfort you. I want to direct you. I want to lead you. I want to guide your steps. I have the perfect person waiting for you. I have the perfect job waiting for you. And he wants to lead and guide us. So instead of furthering and distancing ourselves away from him in those times of need or in those times of crisis, or in those amazing moments that you're going through where money's just falling from the tree or whatever it may be, we have to constantly be pursuing him with everything that we have, and we have to know that he is always there for us. In Psalm 23:4 it says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and thy staff, I'm just reciting a different version in my head. Your rod and staff, they comfort me. For you are with me. We have to be confident in this. We have to be confident and know without a shadow of a doubt that he is with us. He's never going to leave us. He's never going to forsake us. Even though we go through the most crazy parts of our life. Maybe a moment where you feel like you stop pursuing him. Maybe a moment where you've lost your way. Maybe a moment where you're just so confused with where life is taking you. Through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because I know that he's there, because I know that he's going to comfort me. And we have to know that that's the kind of God that we serve, because as Christians, as human beings, we're going to go through things in life that's not going to be all rainbows and butterflies. And we have to realize that, because some people think, oh, if I serve God, nothing bad is ever going to happen to me. He doesn't, Prebo just talked about that this morning. He said he doesn't just string us around like a puppet and say, Ashley, okay, go here. Ashley, okay, go there. We have choices that we have to make. And with those choices, or with the people around us, the choices that they make, things are going to happen in our lives that we may not love, or that may make us uncomfortable, or that may make us sad. But we have to realize that he's there with us every single step of the way. It reminds me of the poem. I don't even know the name of the poem. I think it's just like Footprints or something like that. But does anyone know the one I'm talking about? And it's so, it's like becomes cliche because it's on all these posters and stuff. But the reality of it is, and if you haven't heard of it, it just, it was a guy writing a poem, and he's basically like, Lord, I knew that you were with me, and then, there was always two sets of footprints. And at my lowest and darkest, hardest moment of my life, where were you? Because there was only one set of footprints. And he said, it was then that I was carrying you. And it's crazy, because that's the kind of God that we serve. And like I said, I know that it sounds cliche. It was then that I was carrying you. But there's moments where we need to be carried. And he says, I'm not going to leave you, but I'm going to carry you. When you draw near to me, I'm going to draw near to you. I'm never going to leave you. I'm never going to forsake you. So whatever it is you're going through. And sometimes we have these outward amazing, life is so good, great, how are you, good, awesome, we play the part, and on the inside we feel heavy. On the inside we feel dark. On the inside we feel like this burden just weighing us down. And we have to realize that it's in those moments he's also going to be carrying you and guiding you and leading you to wherever it is that you need to go. So we don't have to go through life alone. We don't have to, we should not try to do it on our own, but realize that he is there for us. I have above this, he is with you. Because we have to know that we know that we know that he is there with us, and he's going to provide for us everything that we have need of. And I don't remember, it was either Dan or Pastor Lauren, someone said it this morning, but they were saying, when I'm going through a situation, I don't want to rely on my own strength. I want to rely on his strength. And that's what we have to realize, is that when we go through these situations and we go through life, we might look at ourselves and be like, I can't do that. That's like, I'm like the person who's like, I remember, because it wasn't that long ago, like I'm like a bodybuilder now or something. So Mike, I just had a baby. So, I'm like, you got to help me. Like, I want to start lifting, and I just want to like get in shape, like after having 2 babies in 13 months. And I just got to like, I can't even walk up the stairs without getting winded and all that, you know what I mean? I'm the type of person that like, he's like, all right, I'm just going to have you like squat the bar. I was like, I can't even do a body weight squat right now. And he's like, just try one. And I'm just like literally, that's as far down as I can go. Like, I was just so nervous, you know what I mean? I'm the type of person who's like, I can't. He's like, try a deadlift. And I'm like, my legs hurt. I can't even do it. And I'm like that person, like, I can't even. You're like, can you do like a calf raise? I just can't. My foot hurts. Like, I'm not doing that now, even though I want to. But I'm the type of person who says, I can't. That's like the first thing that comes to my mind when anyone asks me to do anything, or even if God asks me to do something, I think of reasons why not to do it. And we have to realize that when God calls us to do something, he's not even asking us to do it with our own strength. He's not asking us to do it leaning on our own wisdom and our own understanding. He says, I've called you to do this, but I'm going to give you strength. I've called you to do this, and I'm going to give you the words to say. I've called you to do this, but I'm going to fill your mind with my mind and your eyes with my eyes. So he never calls us to do anything alone. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. No matter what you're going through, you have to remember, he's with you. In Matthew 6:6, it says, but when you pray, go into your prayer room. I just added that word. But when you pray, go into your room. And when you have shut the door, pray to your Father who is in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. We need this. We need an intimate relationship with God. It's easy sometimes, and depending how late you stay up the night before, to go to church and rely on what the pastor is going to tell you. It's easy to go to church and they provide you with 30 minutes of time for you to praise him. It's easy to go to church and spend time at an altar call that they're providing lovely music for you to lift your hands and praise him. What's hard is when you go home and there's options for watching TV. There's options for reading something that's not the Bible. When there's options of doing dishes and cleaning and whatever it is that you guys do when you're not, having all those crazy things to do. But whatever it is, there's always a reason why not to do it, because life gets busy, as I said, right? But we have to have that secret place. We have to have that intimate relationship with him. We have to have that time with him. And I always talk about that, I'm like, if you ever see me driving down the road, I'm going to be like, let the like, I'll always be singing and like praying and doing all this stuff. But the reality of it is, I had to drive to that place to begin with. I wasn't going out of my way to praise God. I wasn't going out of my way to have a moment just to myself between me and him, because I had to get in the car and I had to drive to work, or I had to drive to the doctor's, or wherever it is, right? Those are great moments to keep that relationship going with him. But we have to set time aside to pursue him. If you want to know him, you got to talk to him. If you want to know him, you got to listen to him. For us to become more like him in everything that we say, for us to become more like him in everything that we do, we have to spend time with him. We have to get to know him. No distractions. And my secret place is going to look a little bit different than your secret place, because what works for me might not work for you. I know someone that they literally shut themselves in a closet. I would start hyperventilating. If I shut myself in a dark closet, I would be like, I'm gonna be stuck in here. That's not gonna work for me, right? But I'm the type of person who I have to have music playing for some weird reason. Like even if it's just on my phone and light music, I like music to play. Well, I turn my phone on airplane mode, first of all, because that's like easy to just like pick up your phone and just like out of habit look at things, right? Whatever works for you. If it means going in a closet, if it means waking up at 2 in the morning or 5 in the morning or, whatever. Don't be sleepy. Don't, be folding laundry while you're doing it. Again, those are like great ways to like keep it going, you know what I mean? But think about your significant other. It's like when you think about quality time, I don't think of quality time as like me doing dishes while, whatever he like, I don't know, researches something on the internet. Like, to me, that's not quality time, right? So think about if you were to want some quality time, how you're going to spend that with God. Don't be distracted. Don't be like giving him like, okay, God, I'm going to give you 50%, and then I'm also going to be studying Spanish at the same time. Or, God, I'm going to give you 50%, but I'm also like 100% tired. So if I fall asleep on you, sorry. Right? Think of that secret place where you can devote time to him and really get to know him, that intimate place where you can share all your thoughts, all your feelings. You can share with him everything that is on your heart, everything that's on your mind, because that's the kind of God that we serve. He doesn't just want to know a small piece of you. He wants to know every single part of you. Again, if you draw near to him, he will draw near to you. And I don't know about you, but I want him near to me. When I'm going through all those situations, I want a God that says, Ashley, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to fill you with peace. I'm going to give you patience. I'm going to keep working patience in you, because that's the one that keeps coming back to me. But again, when we draw near to him, he will draw near to you. Can I have the musicians come forward tonight? In Matthew 6:10, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We have to realize that our ultimate prayer should be, Lord, your will be done. Where we can come to this place in our life where even if it makes us uncomfortable, even if we come to this place where we don't understand what's going on, our ultimate prayer is, Lord, your will be done in my life. God, I'm looking at this path and it looks a little interesting. It's not the path I would have chosen for me. But God, I'm going to trust you. God, I'm going to know that you created me for this very purpose. And if I say yes to you, God, my plans and the purposes that you created for me are going to come to pass. Give it to him. Because basically, we can't just give him a part of our life, a part of our thoughts, a part of our hearts, half of our vision. We have to give everything to him, every part of who we are. Give it over to him. Trust him. Know that he's always going to be there for you. Know that he's always going to provide you with everything that you have need of. But it's time to stop being busy. And it's time to start drawing near to him in a new way. Because if we are going to be this generation that is able to change our generation, let me start that over. If we're going to be a generation who's going to change our generation, we have to know who he is. Because if we're to be like him, to change our generation, we need to know him. And not just know him for who I may tell you that he is. I can say, oh, I serve a God that's so loving. But you're not really gonna understand the fullness of what I said until you experience his love. I can tell you that, man, he's a God that's patient. But when you hear other people who have maybe had, bad experiences with what they think should have happened, but then you come to a place where you experience his patience with you, you're gonna know that, man, my God is a patient God. He's a God who loves me no matter what. Again, I can stand here and tell you, man, we serve a God who's gonna love you no matter what. No matter what you did yesterday, no matter what you did 10 minutes before you walked into this building, no matter what you did 10 years ago, he's gonna be a God who always loves you. But until you get to know him and feel his love around you, feel his arms wrap around you in that time that you needed him, it's until then that you won't experience his love. You're just gonna know his love for what I told you, or know his love for what someone else told you. But it's a time to start drawing near to him in a new way and getting to know him, because he wants to reveal himself to you. If you guys could just stand with me tonight, I do want to open the altars.